did a poll recently regarding trust in the media. And we all know what kind of media we're talking about here.
That's not media. Well, it's media. Yeah, it's just not news.
When it comes to people who identify as Republicans, it's like 22, 24%. If you're an independent, it's about 27, 28%. If you're a Democrat, it's 76% that you trust the media. To me, of all the things that you could draw a line in the sand on and say, yeah, this is a really big problem, I would say that probably more than anything else. Now, unfortunately, this was not done by age demographic. I'm willing to bet that over the age of 65, that it's probably in the high 90s. But I do believe that the suburban and urban liberal that is married to CNN and MSNBC really believes everything that they say.
Yeah, they do.
They really do.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When I said they're the most propagandized, I meant it quite literally. I mean, the MAGA hat wearers, don't hold a candle to them.
No.
They believe in, it's like they worship a class of people, or so. I mean, something very, very strange. They identify so closely with these politicians and with these, I mean, who still likes Hillary Clinton? I mean, my God, it's like, she messed up. Trump became president because of her. Why do you still like her? But they've actually believed that it's their fault if the Democrats lose. No, it's their fault. It's like, you raise $1 billion and can't win. I guess it's on you.
$2 billion.
But you're absolutely right. It is frightening to me. If Rachel Maddow told them to jump off a cliff, they would head for the mountains. And no discernment, no pushback, no demands, just that they love these people and love what they stand for. It's quite scary to me, really. And that means Democrats can get away with a lot more. My late colleague Glenn Ford used to say, Democrats are not the lesser evil, they're just the more effective evil. And I think that's still true.
Yeah, they're just so scared of Trump. And what's interesting is if he weren't as horrible as he is in terms of he's just so loathsome, like he is, he's disgusting and he comes off disgusting. Now, we know that policy-wise, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and in some cases, whatever. But I'm trying to have
you totally miss me. I'm really great. And we're totally coming back in 24. And you know why we're coming back, Jen? Why are we coming back? Because we're making America great again.
Again.
I totally came up with that slogan.
Right. Go. So because he's so disgusting, it's like, if he were, let's say, Mitt Romney, right? The Democrats, they are him. Like, it's not only is that not scary, like that would be very acceptable to them. And that's like why they dislike Trump isn't what the problem is. I mean, yes, he is gross, but that's not the issue with him.
I don't know if hell exists or not.
They're so scared.
I will tell you that if hell does exist, that George W. Bush is going there. And when
his whole administration should already be there.
And the love affair that the liberal class has had with him over the past 5 years has been, they should all go with him as far as I'm concerned. Because
he's got a crush on Michelle and he gives her. I was going to say it's
disgusting. Her and that disgusts me. And I will say, and everyone knows this, that of all of the most recent buffoons that have been sitting in that office, Obama is by far the biggest disappointment to me. And I think that for me, and I can just speak for myself, I had higher expectations. W, I knew was an idiot. I had no expectations. I figured it was that.
There's so much continuity, as we've just said, and it's continuity from president to president. And George, you mentioned Bush with his little Freudian slip and admitting that Iraq was a war crime, and this uncalled for war in Iraq. I mean, Ukraine. It was I loved it though. It was a perfect moment. But you can't get the liberals who didn't like him. You can't get them to start disliking him again. You can't.
Trump ruined it. Well, because that's the thing, is that Trump has made W seem so palatable. And it's like that entire administration should have been tried for war crimes. Although the truth is, per your book, you could probably go back to any living administration.
Sure, you could have. But I just say to people, when they talk about this, everyone has this contest. Do you think Putin is a war criminal? And I'm like, you could, I know there's a school of thought that says war is illegal and always wrong. So if you believe that, you could say that. But if you didn't call George W. Bush a war criminal, if you didn't call Obama a war criminal for destroying Libya, then don't call anybody else one either.
Exactly.
But these people, they show themselves when they do this. It's like, now you like Bush, this horrible man, who stole an election, who literally stole an election, the war in Iraq, the erosion of civil liberties, all these things that liberals claim to care about. Not anymore. Not anymore.
He's disgusting. But I expected him to be, right? Like, yes. I was living in Texas during that election. And so he was our governor. And so I knew he was a buffoon. Like I expected him to be. And then Cheney is evil as there is nobody more evil than Dick Cheney. So those two together, he's immortal. He's sort of like a dark Sith Lord. Like his body will decay, but he'll still always be alive.
Henry Kissinger is about to be 99.
Talk about war criminal. And so,
they always seem to live the longest.
And look, and that should have been a red flag for anybody who liked Hillary. She loves Henry Kissinger. Like that's her idol in life is Henry Kissinger. She just gave this amazing thing to Madeleine Albright. Yet another war criminal.
Yeah, or then of course you also have Madeleine Albright. So
that's what I just said. Yeah, no, she loved Kissinger. He's disgusting. He is like the dark Sith Lord.
But I do think it was very telling when he slipped the other day when he said, he's a war criminal and he did all that terrible stuff in Iraq. Ukraine, Iraq too. And it's almost like, yeah, I'm a war criminal.
He probably says Iraq.
No, but what?
And then he said, well, I'm 70 years old. What do you want from me? And the people in the audience laughed. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, he's so funny.
I tell you what would be, because if there isn't a hell, but he claims to be a Christian, I certainly hope that he lives every day the rest of his life thinking that's where he's going, because that is hell on earth.
He doesn't. He's oblivious.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.